Hello movie lovers, Bob for Bob's Movie Review here, and I hope you do enjoy the video. Today I'm going to bring you my unboxing and review of Women Talking on Blu-ray. This one was provided to me for review by Universal Pictures. I'll be sure to include more information with links per one down in the description. Women Talking does include Blu-ray, DVD, and digital, inspired by true events. Rooney Mara, Claire Foy, Jessie Buckley, Judith Ivey, with Ben Whishaw, and Frances McDormand. Extraordinary. Here's a look at the spine. It does have both Orion and Universal Pictures logos in the bottom corner. In 2010, the women of an isolated religious community grapple with reconciling their reality with their faith, based on the novel by Miriam Taus, leaves us with a vast feeling of hope and optimism. So there are a couple images there from the film. It is rated PG-13 for mature thematic content, including sexual assault, bloody images, and some strong language. This one does have a runtime of 1 hour and 44 minutes. It does include English DTS HD Master Audio 5.1, DVS 2.0, French DTS Digital Surround 5.1, and subtitles of English SDH, Spanish, and French. Let's check out the inside. So we get to a kind of a dark blue DVD and a standard silver and blue Universal Blu-ray. So, Women Talking. Now, very quickly into the movie, I started wondering if the title was literal, Women Talking. And for a movie that is 90+% just women sitting around talking, it's actually very interesting. It says on here, inspired by true events, and as viewers, we have no clue what that means, how much of it is true. It's inspired by true events. I always feel like inspired by true events is less true than like based on actual events or based on a true story. I feel like it's much looser, but I don't know. I don't know how much of it's based on reality. So this movie is about this group of women who live in this religious community that is kind of secluded from the world. And it takes place in 2010. And I was just like questioning, like, how could they be that secluded? There's generations of women in this community that know nothing outside of the community. And I just wonder how in 2010 they could be so isolated. If you're talking 1800s, early 1900s, like, okay, yeah, everybody's secluded. But to be so secluded in the modern day, like, it just blew me away. And so they start out telling the story of how the women would feel things in the night, and things would happen to them at night, and the men convinced them that it was ghosts or demons, and eventually they realized that the men were actually just raping them. They were drugging them, and while they were unconscious, they were raping them. And so they caught one guy, and then he gave up some other guys, and somehow they got the police involved, and these guys went to jail. But then the men go to bail them out, and so I was kind of confused on how all that transpired as far as who got the authorities, because the women don't really have the ability to do anything. The men have kind of really secluded them and kept them away. Did one of them escape and get the police, or did the men go along with it? And if they did, then why did they go to bail them out? And so I was just a little confused about that part. And so the women take a vote. Are we going to stay? Are we going to leave? Are we going to forgive? Or are we going to fight? Or what are we going to do? Because we're not safe here. We can't allow this to continue. We have to do something. And I think the majority of the women, and kind of the majority of the talk, is that they are going to leave, start a new community. But then I wonder, like, how could they even start a new community? I'm not saying it's impossible, but in the year 2010, I mean, people own everything, right? You can't just go down the street somewhere and be like, okay, I'm just going to settle here. I was very confused on how exactly they were going to go about it. So they kind of argue back and forth on what they're going to do for the majority of the movie. Some women want to stay, some want to go, some want to stay and fight. And for being uneducated, can't read, can't write, have no education, they really are good debaters and have good reasoning skills and really come up with some really good points. I feel like maybe is beyond their level just because they're not educated. Like, I just feel like some of these things seem like like college students might say or whatever, not necessarily uneducated people. And I don't know a whole lot more to say about it than that. I mean, it is a lot of just talking, and they do kind of get into a little bit of what happened to them and how the community is run and how the men really don't allow the women to do anything or have any kind of lives or any kind of education or any input, and they're almost like slaves to the men. And it's pretty disgusting, really, that at any time that people would live like this, and especially now, especially in the 2000s, people would still live like this. And it's just crazy to me that people could want to live lives like that. And I'm not talking about the women, I'm talking about the men. Like, they would want to live in these secluded places where they could keep the women away from, the world and just kind of trap them there. And it's a really sad movie. And it's, I mean, like I say, it's just disgusting that these things can happen. I really enjoyed this movie, guys. I thought it was very interesting. Like, it really, really kept my interest throughout the whole movie. And I love the performances in this. And it's definitely one to check out, guys. I'm going to give this one a 4 out of 5. Hope you did enjoy the video. If you haven't already, subscribe for more videos. Check out Shayla's videos. And I'll see you guys next time.
Okay, the video is done. Choose another video. Still here? Subscribe, and visit my social media links.